In last week's Heather's Weatherwise, I looked at average monthly low temperatures in the winter. In case you missed it, those numbers have been coming up in recent decades, and pretty dramatically too. But this week, I'm looking at summertime low temperatures. Here's a look at the last 12 months, looking at the average low temperature and the difference from normal that each monthly low temperature was. What stands out? May and February were the only 2 months that were below normal. But remember, we're just focusing on summer this time around, and just for fun, we'll lob May into the mix. July, to me, is what really stands out, nearly 7 degrees above normal. And remember, that's now Buffalo's warmest month on record, and we set some pretty impressive heat streak records there too. Overnight lows were nearly 7 degrees higher than normal, and that's a 31-day average. 14 nights stayed in the 70s, and there's a big difference between 70 degrees on a May afternoon and 70 degrees on a steamy July night. When winter low temperatures start getting warmer, the downstream effects tend to be focused on lake ice and our snowpack. But when you're talking about summer temperatures getting warmer, there's a much bigger difference, because now we're going from a slightly steamy kind of night to an uncomfortably stuffy kind of night. And it's not just about comfort. It could have serious health impacts for already at-risk populations. During a heat wave, slightly cooler nights give our bodies a break from the sweltering heat, allowing our cardiovascular, muscular, and nervous systems to recover. If those nights are getting warmer, then our bodies really aren't getting that break that we need. That's most concerning for our oldest loved ones, our youngest ones, and anyone with a cardiovascular or a breathing problem. Hotter nights would also add more stress to the power grid. According to the New York Power Authority, 77% of Buffalo's energy consumption goes into powering buildings. And those that do have air conditioning would presumably run it a lot more to keep indoor temperatures more comfortable. So the hotter it gets, the more power is needed to maintain that comfort. And remember, it's not just the extremely warm nights that are getting warmer. The more moderately warm nights are starting to get warmer as well. This graphic from Climate Central shows that since 1970, Buffalo's average low temperature in the summer has risen about 2.4 degrees, and that trend is ongoing. That not only means potential health impacts, that could also alter the growing season, extending it, meaning it would start a little bit sooner in the spring and it would last a little bit later into the fall. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it would require quite a bit of adaptation from local farmers and anyone else that relies on agriculture to make a living. That's it for this week's Heather's Weatherwise. I'll see you next week with a new topic, but until then, remember, it's good to be a geek.